Welcome to the Basquatch Hunter, Fish Out of Water.
Fish on!
We share our love for fishing with our guests, and then we show off what they do, making us both a fish out of water. A Basquatch isn't just a big fish, it's an elusive adventure you have yet to take. In this show, we all chased our dreams, but now we will chase our Basquatch.
You're watching the Basquatch Hunter, Fish Out of Water.
It's a beautiful day for kayak fishing and finding new adventures. So first, me and my guest are going to hit the water in search of a beautiful fish in the kayaks. But after that, we're going to head into his world, and I think it's going to get a little bit hotter and a lot harder work. So stay tuned, guys, while we catch some fish and find some new adventures. Hey guys, it's Mike McKinstry, host of the Basquatch Hunter, Fish Out of Water.
And I'm Jeff Latkowski with the West Bloomfield Fire Department.
So you guys might recognize Jeff from our fireman episode last year, where I got to learn what it was like to qualify to be a fireman. But this year, I think I get to be a fireman. So what are we doing exactly after we go fishing?
So after we get out here on the water, we're gonna take Mike to Fire Ops 101, which is a yearly event that we put on for anyone outside the fire service, where you'll be able to do active shooter, house fires, car fires, hazardous material, and just really a long, fun day of being a firefighter.
That sounds amazing, but first we have to go out and try to catch some fish and get Jeff out of his element, see if he can do as good as he did last year, get some huge fish in the boat, but then after that I get to be a fireman, so I'm excited. So you ready to hit the water?
Fish on.
All right, let's go. Well, to me, the word Basquatch is not just about a big fish. It's also that really big adventure, that big dream that we all chase. I get to show them how amazing the world of fishing is. But then I get to go in their world, which is super special to me because that's the dream that they're chasing. That's the adventure that they're on. And I get to show everybody that's watching how cool it is to try new things, meet new people, and chase your adventure. And eventually, you get to chase your own Basquatch. So today I'm going to give you the Berkley Slobber Knocker. It's a bladed jig. It vibrates right through the weeds. It works really well in heavy environments like that. We're using braided line because there's a lot of pike out here and they love baits like this. And we're going to be using the new carbon series from FX Custom Rod, so you'll have a pretty good setup. So I'll give you that. The Revo Rocket Reel is extremely fast, so it should be a really good setup for today. And hopefully we get those really stubborn fish out of those pads.
Outstanding.
Last year I had Jeff in one of the C-Stream kayaks. This year I wanted him to try something a little different, so I put him in the Moken 12 pedal drive. It's a brand new kayak. I think he's really going to enjoy it a lot.
It's been exciting for me to see what the Basquatch Hunter has been doing since the last time I was out on his episode and all the great adventures that he's been on. When he called me and asked if I could be a guest, I was excited to get back on the water, on the kayaks, and to see what kind of fish we could find.
Today I'm looking for these spots where the predator fish can hide. Overhead sun like this, the water gets really hot. They like to go down deep where it's a little bit cooler.
After casting the slobber knocker, reeling it in, I could feel the vibration of it going through the water, and I was about halfway to the boat when all of a sudden, bam, the pike just hit it.
Oh, you got that pike. Just like last episode, Jeff got the first fish. You know, I don't really get mad when I don't catch the first fish, but it'd be nice if Jeff caught a bass at least.
Good start to the day, Mike.
So how'd that fish feel, man? You got the first fish of the day.
Yeah, when I was pulling it in, feeling the vibration from that bait, you could just really tell right when that pike striked it.
Oh yeah, you're using the Extreme Angler Series rod, super sensitive rod. That's like their high-end rod. I'm using the new Carbon Series rod, both super sensitive, so that fish had to feel great. Now it's time for me to catch up. Let's go. So I wanted to ask you, Jeff, last time we filmed together, you were a sergeant.
Yep.
You're out in the field doing runs every day.
Living the dream.
Now you're a captain. You have an office job.
I do.
So is it nice getting out here going fishing now that you don't get to, you know, have the excitement as much as you used to, or?
Nope. So I'm now head of training at the department. So I'm not going on the calls anymore, which I miss dearly. But I do have to say the one thing that I do like about it is I can now support the men and women that are out doing the job. So I may not be there for the public as much, but I can be there for the firefighters.
Okay.
And I love that aspect of the job because I'm kind of serving those who serve now. As much as I miss being on the road still, there is a lot of satisfaction there.
Well, I'm glad that you get out and get a break like this still and can enjoy some fishing with me.
One of the great things about fishing that I like is every time you come out, it's a brand new experience. It's never the same trip that you had before. Whether it's the weather, the people that you're with, or the fish that you catch, it's always an adventure and it's always something to look forward to.
The Basquatch Hunter Fish Out of Water is brought to you by AmeriGas Propane, Yak Attack, DMF Bait Co., FX Custom Rods, Feel Free Kayaks, Zotford and Deals in the D.com, Berkeley Fishing, Abu Garcia. Produced by Basquatch Productions. We'll be right back.
All right, this area feels really fishy. I haven't got a fish yet today, so I feel like this area with all this vegetation, these pads, like nice and spread out weeds, I feel like this is where I'm gonna get my first fish of the day right here. The sun's going down, the water's cooling down. Everything is like the perfect concoction for a fish cocktail, so let's see if I get one. All I know is that I'm due for a fish and I can't let Jeff outfish me. A few more casts in, trying to be patient here and not rush it too much. Sure enough, I felt a good bite. It was a good bass. Yes, I knew I'd get one eventually. I knew throwing that wacky rig would change my my odds right there. Got a nice largemouth bass. Nothing huge, but definitely a future Basquatch. I broke the seal. I didn't skunk, Jeff.
Nice job.
So over here on this lake, there's like a little inlet, and it's a colder water lake that comes into this lake. So there's always some really good fish that sit up right over here waiting for the bait fish to come through. So I'm gonna let Jeff get ahead of me and throw the first cast up there, just in case there's a hidden Basquatch.
There we go.
3,
2, 1.
Oh, here we go, fish on. Look at this, it's a rock bass. It's an angry little rock bass. I gotta let some line out. Watch this, as soon as you put your hand on him, watch this.
He's gonna do the wiggle,
they vibrate.
Wiggle. There it is.
It's the little death wiggle. Rock bass aren't really related to bass at all. They're more of a panfish, but they're still a great fighting fish. Not only are this fish super aggressive and they seem kind of evil, but they have those bright red eyes right there too. Crazy, crazy fish. And they eat anything with it in their mouth. So, there's a rock bass.
So what's the depth of this lake, Mike?
So this lake over here, it's about 90 acres is the area of the lake. The max depth is about 40 feet, but it's definitely a smaller average depth. I would guess about 20 foot for the average depth. A lot of drop-offs, a lot of vegetation.
They got any walleye here?
We do catch walleye out here in some of the deeper holes. Good largemouth bass or some smallmouth bass. Lots of rock bass, obviously. Panfish, I mean, it's one of those great lakes in Michigan where it's got every species you can think of in one lake.
All right, fish on.
There you go, Jeff. Now you got a rock bass too.
Yeah, well, baby bass.
Yep.
So I was feeling a little jealous that Mike caught a bass, so I had to pull deep and I was able to get this huge, tiny rock bass. No death wiggle though.
No.
No, she's a beaut though, Clark.
I don't know if it's because you're like 6'6", Jeff, but that fish looks tiny.
All right, let her go home.
All right, look at that. That's why I love this Yak Attack rod holder right here too. Hands-free, it can manage the fish. But man, hit that wacky rig, right on the top of the mouth, perfect hook set, and we got another largemouth bass. Check it out.
Hey, Mike, yet again, thanks for a great day on the water. I couldn't have asked for a better day and a better person to be fishing with today, so thank you.
Yeah, of course, man. It's great having you out, and you know what? You caught the first fish. I think I got more fish today, so I feel a little bit better.
You also caught the last fish.
It's true. Last year you outfished me. Now we get to head in your world, and how do you think I'm going to do?
You know what? Compared to how you did last time, I think you're going to nail it.
Last year I got to qualify to be a fireman. This year I get to actually do the real job. I'm kind of nervous. There's all these different things that could go wrong. I could get hurt. I hope I don't get sick again like I did last year. I was hoping I do really well and I make Jeff proud of my job as a fireman. You guys stay tuned here. Fishing was on fire today, and now we're gonna go see a car and some buildings on fire and see how I do. So,
it's gonna be a good time. Let's head in.
All right, stay tuned guys. A lot more fun coming up. So today we're at the Fire Ops 101 training. This is an incredible event. This is to get people just like me into the actual shoes of a fireman, or the boots of a fireman, I should say. We get to put out fires, we get to cut apart cars, and I'm not sure what else we're getting into today, but I get to live out my dreams of being an actual fireman.
We've been hosting Fire Ops 101 now for about 10 years here at the Crest Center. It's a great opportunity for anyone outside of the fire department to come and see what we do on a regular basis as firefighters. I'm anxious to see Mike as he gets to put on the uniform as a fireman one more time and to really see what he can do today.
My main goal today is to not get sick like I did last year and to do a good job and make these guys proud. Well, it's time to go inside and be a fireman. First thing I notice is the gear is heavy and it's warm. I'm pretty sure in about an hour this is gonna start weighing down a little bit more on me. This is gonna be a tough day. I feel like a fireman. Sort of. These boots are heavy. Ah, okay.
All right, how's that?
Better.
After getting suited up, we have the participants walk up to the Crest Center itself. At that time, we put the lights on the fire truck. We put on some great music for them to kind of get the energy building, get some excitement. And as they're walking, they're not quite sure what it is that they have in store for them, but they know it's going to be a great time.
Now it's time to break stuff. We get to break open a door and breach entry as if we were trying to get into a locked door of a house. First thing, obviously, make sure the door's not locked. See if it's open. If it's not, this is how we get in.
The first thing we need to do is gap this. So we're gonna put this in the little gap and we're gonna push down. And that's gonna give us a purchase.
Okay.
Gonna push it straight down. Keep going. Perfect, that gapped it for us. Now,
Okay.
go ahead and let go. You're gonna be the engine. You're gonna drive this, all right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna steer it. So I'm gonna in here. I want you to swing so that the bar contacts it like that.
Okay.
Straight up and down. So I'm gonna give you the command hit, that's hit it one time.
Okay.
If I say drive, hit it multiple times until I say stop. So I'm only gonna say one of three things. Hit, drive, or stop.
Okay.
Ready? Hit, drive. Stop. All right, so me and you, we're gonna take this and we're gonna push it towards the door. Gotta keep your hands up so you don't bust your knuckles. Ready? And push. Awesome. I'm gonna do one more thing here. Take this and pull it towards you. Ready?
Yep.
Awesome.
So the next situation we're getting ready to do is heading into a building fire. This is one of the events I'm kind of scared of. A lot could go wrong. There's real fire, real heat. This is a serious situation here.
They're going to be pulling a charged hose line down a hallway with zero visibility, locating a fire, and then extinguishing it. This is not a time to play around. This is serious, it's a live fire, and people can get hurt. Mike's gonna see in this scenario how difficult it can be to enter a home that you're unfamiliar with. It's completely dark, it's hot, something's on fire, and with all the gear on, you're pulling a charged hose to try to locate the seat of the fire.
Going through that dark hallway, you can't see anything in front of you, and the whole house is filled with smoke. So even the things you can see, you don't see it until it gets right in front of your face. This is a scary situation.
Keep going. You're good. You're doing good.
As soon as that fire lit up, I could finally see for the first time, and everything was bright, and there was a flame right in front of my face. I think I did a pretty good job putting it out though, and the hardest part was getting back out.
All right, fire's out. We gotta get out now. You're running off the line.
You had to follow the hose and feel for a pattern on the hose to find your direction so you can get back out towards the truck instead of going back in deeper into the fire. Oh. All right, that was crazy. We had to crawl down this dark tunnel with a fire hose. I officially put out my first fire. Incredibly intense. Coming out of that dark hallway, would not be able to see anything. You can't really talk with the oxygen mask on. I have a newfound respect and crazy admiration for this profession. So thank you to all the first responders who do this job so we don't have to. Now a quick snack and water and a break, and then get back to work.
So here, Mike and the crew is gonna learn how to perform extrication on a vehicle.
We're gonna divide and conquer. So let's put 2 members on the driver's side and 2 members on the passenger side.
So one of the first things we do if we know we have to use extrication equipment is we have to bust out the windows to make it safe for anybody that's inside.
Now use that tool and clear it. Just run it all through. There you go, clear it all out. We just like breaking stuff here.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Put the tool all the way up here. We're gonna try to bend the door open. There you go. Bend it that way. It's gonna just bend it out more our way. Twist it harder right. It'll go faster. There you go. Cool. Let off. If we can get this tool almost up and down, right here. There you go. Yep.
Man, these tools weigh about 50 to 60 pounds each. They are so heavy. After you hold them for a few minutes, your arms are like noodles, but you have to keep on going and try to save a life.
So the difference between traditional extrication equipment and the equipment that they're using today is the original Jaws of Life or extrication had a cord that was hooked up to a gas-powered generator, which was very loud and cumbersome. Today, everything is battery operated, and it's easier to perform the duties of a firefighter while on a scene of an accident.
We peeled the top of that car off, and I felt this huge, overwhelming relief and success at the same time. We made it convertible. All right, the next event, we get to put out a car fire. Now this is gonna be cool. They have a huge car set up with different burners with propane set up in different directions. We gotta pry open the hood, pry open the door, pry open the trunk, and put out some fires.
So today, we're gonna hit a fire under the hood. We'll migrate to the side, hit one into the cab of the vehicle, and then into the back.
Open it up.
So here the participants are using a fog pattern on the nozzle, which shields them from the heat from any fire, in this case, a car fire.
Luckily, I have all the protective gear on because we are really close to this fire.
Turn it to the left. Good, and now we'll work our way to the side.
So the great thing with this scenario is the car won't go out unless you hit it in the right spots, which is the base of the fire.
Shut it down.
You know what? If fishing doesn't take off, I might have a career as a fireman. I'm joking. All right, well, it's a wrap. The Fire Ops 101 was a huge success. I survived. I had a great time. This was so much fun. Thank you to the guys at West Bloomfield Fire Department and all the communities that come together to make this happen. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I got to deal with fires, car crashes, A lot of these duties that firemen have to deal with every single day. I have a huge amount of respect for first responders already, but now my understanding of their job has increased so much. Huge thank you and hats off to all the brave men and women who do this job every day. Make sure you guys get out and try an event like this in your local area and learn what they really do, because this was an incredible experience. So you tell me what it means.
It's beast mode. Every fireman has stickers on it. That means something to them. And what's the most feared creature in the ocean?
Kraken?
The Kraken. So here you go.
Look at that.
Beast. You're beast off the water. There you go.
I feel like I've been accepted to the Brotherhood. I've earned my stickers today.
On the next episode of the Basquatch Hunter, Fish Out of Water.
You're separating the worm poop from fresh dirt.
Fish on. Oh,
Excellent.
no.
Oh, you had them.
This right here is a handful of worms. Right here. That is.
Don't miss the Basquatch Hunter, Fish Out of Water, on the Discovery Channel, the Pursuit Channel, and online everywhere. BasquatchHunter.com.